I see you come sauntering into the room, Corey, and it's playoffs. It's the most pressure-packed time of the season, and you kind of walk in here like it's just sort of any other day. Is that part of the trick to this whole thing, is just kind of maintaining this?
Yeah, it's if you're going to go all the way to the finals and win a Stanley Cup, you have to take it day by day and keep it light. And but when game time comes, it's the switch flips and away you go.
Were you always like that, or did you pick that up from some of the veterans that were around when you were younger? Like who did you pay attention to see what their demeanor was on a day like today, say?
I had some pretty good mentors. I had Scott Niedermayer, Chris Pronger.
Well, as calm as it gets with Niedermayer.
Well, exactly. It's the same day every day with Scotty. So, and that's the way he played, and it was pretty special to watch. But I probably picked up a little bit more through those guys than I did before. But it's definitely helped.
Leon Draisaitl, we just finished interviewing him, and he said this about you. He said he has the best game management I've ever seen. So he's talking about in-game, understanding moments, when to dump it in instead of stick handling, when to stir it up after the whistle, understanding what the game requires. That's a nice compliment. Where do you think that came from for you? Did you always have it, or did it develop over some time?
I don't know. It's probably, looking back, when people say that, it probably happened in junior. It started there, and it's probably evolved a little bit more since then. But you play enough games in this league. You play a few playoff games in this league. You kind of understand what's expected and how to win. And that's all I'm trying to do.
I find it kind of fascinating because I don't know if it's instinct, if you're just on the ice and this stuff just happens because you just manifest it, or if you're sitting on the bench and you actually think to yourself, all right, I better go muck it up here. It's getting a little slow. Is it a conscious thing, or does it just happen?
Sometimes it's conscious. You have to feel the game, right? You have to know what's going on out there, how it's going, and go from there. There's been a few times where, it's not planned, but say you got to go out and you got to do something to get the team going, and that's just who I am.
What about bringing it out in other players? You do it, you set the example, they see you doing it, and I'm sure they follow. But are you the type to holler down the bench and say, okay, Dylan Holloway or whoever, time for this, and to draw that out of your teammates?
I don't think I've ever said that. But we definitely talk on the bench, and it's not where Dylan, you gotta go out and you gotta do this. It's let's get going kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's not a push. It's just a little push of the button, but not tell him to do exactly what he's doing. But it's not just him. I'm just using him as example. But it's just you gotta, if the game's not going in the right way, you gotta figure out how to get it going.
You were talking about your chit chat with the referees in game, and I find that interesting. I wonder over the course of your career how that's evolved. So think back to maybe the way you used to interact with the refs when you were younger, to then constant communication over the years. I'm sure they're in your ear a lot, and what it looks like right now.
Coming into the league, you're a rookie, you don't know anybody, and you can't do the same things you do now. Over the years, it's you kind of grow up in this league with the same refs, and you get to talk to them a little bit more, and just ask how their day's going, and
do you really? How you doing, man?
Absolutely.
Did you get a chance?
You have to become friends with them, because the more you do that, maybe you get away with one little thing out there.
And did they reciprocate? They're like, fine man, had a bit of a lunch that's not sitting well with me. How are you? Does it go like that?
A little bit. You ask where they're going next. How when do they get home? How long they've been on the road? They're still they're great people too. So you gotta you just see how they're doing. They have a tough job as well.
Okay, to the game tonight quickly. I mean, you came here for this, a playoff run. A team that you felt was a cup contender. You're right in the middle of this, Corey. This is why you're here. How much do you just love these moments and thrive in these moments?
Playoff hockey. There's nothing like playoff hockey. When the calendar flips to April, it's coming, and the end of the season, and then there's something like I've always said this. There's like a different smell in the air. There's a different feel in the air that it's playoff hockey, and if you don't love playing in the playoffs, you're probably playing the wrong sport.
Appreciate your time. We took a lot of it. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
By the way, you can try that "How's your day going" with the media too every now and then. See how it goes.
I always ask. I always ask.
You're good. Thanks, Corey.
All right.